Hey, it's Kat, and I'm back at the beach. I go to the beach for self-care. And if you guys don't go out in nature every once in a while to replenish your positive supply, you're missing out on something. And speaking out on missing out on something, I remembered that I had bought a piece of jewelry that I never have worn out before, and I pulled it out of my storage unit, and I wanted to share it with you if you watched my videos, because if you've watched my videos on Tory Lanez, especially like a month ago, I talked about how all these scarabs kept flying into my window to the point where it was happening so often that I thought it was a sign. And again, I bought this a long time ago, so hopefully you can see it. You see that? That is a scarab right there. But anyway, I wanted to talk about certain things that are happening that have got me in a bunch of conversations with multiple different people, not only about the Tory Lanez case and the Danny Masterson case and Megan Thee Stallion and Kelsey, but just about human behavior. And I want to ask you out there, what do you want in your relationships, in your community, in yourself? What kind of people do you want to attract? Do you want to love? That you want to build businesses with? Etc. Now, I want you to think about that for a moment, because I was talking to one of my friends at the beach a couple days ago. We always have deep conversations in between working out, and I love it. But I asked him one day, what did he want? And what's so cool about this person, the first thing he said to me was, of course there's a helicopter going right now. Hold on. See, helicopter. It's very hard to do these videos at the beach because I'm always interrupted. There's two different people performing in the area where I normally work out, where I would shoot a video real quick, but of course I have to go with the flow. But anyway, talking about my friend, he told me what he wanted. It wasn't a car. It wasn't a lot of money. He said what he really wanted was his family to be united and harmonious. I am sorry, there's a bee flying near me. They like my purple hair, and I also wear lavender, and they're attracted to the scent. But anyway, let's get back to the point. My friend wanted his family to be together. And I thought, wow. I mean, this person's on a whole nother level. Because most people would think of just, materialistic crap. But I said to him, because I study a bunch of esoteric knowledge, that's not a big deal if you don't know what esoteric means. It's just stuff that's not necessarily accessible, and an ancient type of philosophy, but a lot of spiritual type of things. But words are funny little tools that may intimidate people, and I'm not trying to intimidate anyone. It's really about getting back to being conscious of what you are and what you want and how you want to live your existence on this plane, right? So I said to him, based on multiple great thinkers that I've studied, like Joseph Murphy, Neville Goddard, Abdullah, Catherine Ponder, Francis Scovel Shin, even Reverend Ike, you have to live in the feeling that it's already here. Not something in the future, but it's already here now. And I told him, What would it feel like if your family was harmonious? And I told him to think about that and feel those feelings and generate those feelings. Hopefully he's doing that. I don't know. I'll talk to him and next time I see him and see if he's doing it. But don't believe anything I say. Do it as an experiment and test it out. But anyway, let's get back to what's been going on in the news. So the whole like Danny Masterson thing and the rape thing and the Russell Brand thing, and also in a relationship that I had with a psychopathic narcissist, consent is extremely important. And let me repeat that. Consent is extremely important. And just because you're horny and you're in a situation with someone who might be drunk or high, or not even that, but just somebody that you want, you do not have the right to take anything from them, sexually, emotionally, physically. And it seems like people don't seem to realize that, because I got into, I don't know, it's not even an argument, but a discussion with somebody online who was a Cardi B fan, who was justifying Cardi B's behavior in a video that she actually said. It's not like me making this up. There's two videos specifically, but one, she's talking about drugging and robbing men. The other one, she's talking about using a transgender person to punish a man or a boyfriend that cheated on her. And this person, you know, because they're a fan, they're like, oh, well, it's all right, la, la, la. You know, she had to do it. Okay. So you have Russell Brand and you have his fans talking about all these women are lying and they're just doing it because of Russell speaks to the truth. All right. And then you have Danny Masterson people who are like, hey man, he came to work every day for 25 years on time and he has a daughter to raise. So those women that said he raped them, it doesn't really matter because it happened years ago and they should have done it. They should have came forward early. Even though there's some UFC fighter that said some stupid stuff online who sounds like he's an abuser because he doesn't seem to want to know the facts. Long story short, those women that came forward early, but Scientology made them back down. And also they use all kinds of threats and intimidation. So it just seems like there's some people using people coming forward to just automatically discount them for whatever reason. So let's talk about the difference that I have with the Megan Thee Stallion case. And I want to clarify. Another fucking helicopter. I don't know what the hell's going on. I didn't know about the case, the Tory Lanez case, until the last minute, right? But I don't follow these people. Like, I have a life and I don't really care about like just that negative gossip crap. I really don't. So I didn't know much about it except allegedly, you know, she said he shot her, blah, blah, blah. And I sat in that courtroom and I listened from the picking the jury till the end. There were sections there that I was outside because I had to be outside because I'm a photographer, if you guys don't realize this. I'm an actual photographer, videographer, and I cover news stories, entertainment, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I had to be outside like when Megan was coming in and out because it's extremely important. She was a high-profile person, and I had to get her. So there was moments where I didn't hear every little thing, but like key parts I did hear, and then I actually studied stuff afterwards. But I just felt like, It was very odd for the prosecution to pick a jury that was okay with lies, that justified Megan's multiple lies, and then finding out after Tory was found guilty that all the evidence was missing for over a year, and no reporter, not even the great Megan the reporter, or not even James, what's his name, Cooley or whatever his name is from LA Times, no one ever except moi, which means me if you don't know that word, M-O-I, notice that evidence has been missing for over a year. That's not normal. There were so many things that weren't normal in that case. Not only that, the surveillance footage, the security footage from the houses, from the area that it happened, all that's missing too. There were other witnesses that didn't come forward. Sean Kelly, the main witness, met with I call it the prostitution of law. So sometimes when I actually try to say it straight, I choke up on it because I just felt like Kathy Ta and Alexander Bott were the prostitution of law. Because you have to treat justice equally, whether it's a female or a male. You can't say that we're trying to protect black women who lie multiple times, not only in the court of law, but also in the public sphere, which she did on Gayle King and also on her social media. And then it turns out there's videos of her drinking copiously and getting the people that work for her drunk, including Kelsey, including Justin. I wouldn't say getting them drunk, but allowing them to be drunk, allowing them to be on social media, allowing them to be doing stuff that's really inappropriate. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, there's one video with Justin Edison, her former bodyguard, who she was having an affair with. He's high. She says he's on bump. He's in a pool with her. He pulls out a gun and he's singing to it, WAP, and she's totally cool with it. But also just the accusations that she said that she had severe nerve damage, but she was twerking soon after the alleged shooting and wearing high heels, and then also doing Saturday Night Live, also performing, also shooting the movie Dicks the Musical, where she's dancing on all fours, also running on a football field with Cardi B in one of her reality show things, right? So a logical person is going to find it very odd. All those things. I mean, I listed at least 8. The other thing is that the police and the prosecution of law did not check the serial number of the gun that was found in Tory's car. And everyone seems to not take seriously that those women, Kelsey and Megan, put their belongings in Tory's car. And how people just assume it's his gun when they had their belongings in his car is crazy, and they didn't check their DNA. So call me crazy. I don't really give, a rat's, what. But this is not a normal case. And for Tory to get 10 years, it seems highly irregular and also problematic because they wanted him to sign with Roc Nation. He did not want to. Megan is with Roc Nation. Megan ended up performing with Beyonce yesterday, even though she's not on the same level as Beyonce. When I say on the same level, Beyonce, if I'm not mistaken, because I barely looked at the clip, Beyonce was on a higher stage than Megan. Megan was below her, even though it was Megan's song. I found that very odd. But, I'm a little different than most of you people. So my bottom line is this. Trying to wrap all this stuff up. Back to my friend. What he wants most of all is a family that's together, which is so honorable. And you know what's funny? I want the same thing. I want the people out there, whether you're a Megan fan or a Cardi B fan or any of these people, Danny Masterson, Russell Brand, I want us to come to an agreement on what's fair and just. In a court of law, you have to have evidence. There are times when someone innocent is found guilty. Let's not be naive. And sometimes people, as in the Scientology case, had people in high positions that intimidated witnesses and may have destroyed evidence. I believe that happened in the Tory Lanez case. Unfortunately, Tory's in prison, and his people are looking for an appeal, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I would say to you, focus on Tory's freedom and visualizing that and seeing him free. I'm trying to be careful with my words. I don't want to put fear in anybody anymore. I just want to use this as an experiment, seeing what I want to see. But I think that case needs to be totally investigated from a higher authority, because it's just trash. It's not fair for Cardi B to be robbing and drugging people and having them sexually exploited. It's not fair for Megan to do the same. It's not fair for Russell Brand. It's not fair for Bill Cosby. It's not fair to Danny Masterson. It's not fair for you or me. And what a lot of you people who are so pro Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion don't seem to get, their lyrics say who they are. And I'm sure some of the male rappers the same thing. They have some lyrics that I would vomit on, I'm sure. But I find it funny that black people seem to talk to each other differently in their music. And it's like, why is that? We're the only race that I know has such a huge money-making machine where we're really denigrating and abusing each other. I don't like it. I don't like it. And again, I didn't like most of those people, those bloggers in the courthouse, because they were weirdos and they're very negative and they make so much money off of being negative. That's not my thing. I'm not into that. I'm not. They can have it. Milagro and Armand Wiggins and Donat and Nick and NyQuil and Street TV, they can make a fortune doing what they do. And I'm not trying to knock them, right? All I'm saying is that isn't me. I am going to be doing my own stuff. I just happen to be covering the Tory Lanez case. And if I find out more information and more evidence, I will share it with you. But one of the reasons why I'm always at the beach is because I created my own workout. And I wasn't ready to share it yet. But Kylie Minogue made a really great song called Tension. And I'm going to probably show some of that stuff some of the stuff that I created on her music, if I can figure out how to do it on YouTube Shorts without getting in trouble, because they always try to demonetize my shit. But also, I'll share it with you. The good news that I got, because I mentioned it on Twitter, is that I did a commercial several months ago, and there's a little short on my YouTube where I'm roller skating. Well, it turns out that commercial, they paid me to be a principal, not just doing background. So that was cool because I wasn't expecting that. And like I said, I went back into acting, and I pulled back on my my photography and my videography covering news stories, because I wanted to focus back on acting. That's my first thing. And now we have a strike that may or may not end. So it was just out of the blue that happened, and I happened to cover Dancing with the Stars last week, and I don't know if they're going to go forward after the strike. They got, how do I say it? The Writers Guild people came to where Dancing with the Stars was, and they pretty much shut it down. They didn't want to cross the picket line where the strikers were, so they're rehearsing other places, but they have a Writers Guild writer on the show, and he supposedly walked off. So I don't know if Dancing with the Stars is going to actually run on Tuesday or not, But if it does come back, I will cover it periodically during their season. All right? So, sorry for being long-winded, but again, think about what you want. What kind of people you want in your life, what kind of person you want to be. If you're cool with one of your best friends sleeping with your partner, not once, not twice, not 3 times, maybe more. Sorry, that was Megan Thee Stallion and Kelsey. But also discarding you and treating you like shit, even though you're loyal to them, even though you did your homework. If you're okay with somebody drugging you and then like exploiting you while you're drugged and then stealing from you, then you're okay with Cardi B. You know what I mean? If you're okay with Russell Brand sleeping with a 16-year-old, when he's 31, that's okay. But if there's other women that said that he did something to them, that he assaulted them, that's on you. If you're the kind of person that digitally penetrates somebody against their will, that's you. And that's someone I don't ever want to see again. And that happened to me. And I've got, I don't know, I don't want to talk about it, but I just think it's hilarious that this person hovers around me and doesn't have the balls to speak to me, but tries to like get his friends to try to intimidate me in my space. And it's like, I know what you guys are doing, and I'm not putting up with it. So anyway, this is Kat of Cattails TV. Be the person you want to date. If you don't want to have an asshole as a boyfriend, or a girlfriend, or someone who cheats on you, don't be that person. Because I'll never forget Kelsey saying in that video where she's drinking out of that red cup, she goes, "We used to laugh at people that cheated on each other, and you did that to me." My problem with Kelsey is, number one, why did she put up with Megan's abuse for so long? It does not make any sense to me whatsoever. That girl did her homework. She left her job to help her, and as soon as Megan got what she wanted, she dumped her. But also, Megan put Kelsey on to Tori at that Rock Nation party. So either Kelsey knew she was being used as a honeypot, and if you don't know what a honeypot is, look it up in espionage, like in the 1930s. It's just typical, using a woman to get something off of another person. That's what a honeypot is. But Megan is a user and a liar, and that's a fact. She lied in court. She lied about the fight, that she said it didn't happen. She had a bump on her head. You can look at the evidence. Even it's on Nick at Nyquil's freaking website or YouTube. There's a knot on Megan's head this big. And the cops found nails on the ground and hair pulled out. Tori didn't have a scratch. So that means the women were fighting. They didn't have the ovaries to tell the truth in court. They used it to get Tori gone. And maybe that's what Megan paid Jay-Z for, so she could perform with Beyonce. Maybe it was all a transactional thing. I don't know. But yeah, I don't want to be around people like these people. These are not the kind of people I want to be around. So I don't know. That's just the truth of it. Anyway, it's Kat at Cattails TV. Talk to you later. Bye!